Hey guys, it's vexeval. Back to another video. Today we're gonna be looking over my latest version of my modern sci-fi mod that I've been working on. So if we go into a new world here, we just call this modding test. About modern sci-fi mod. We turn on creative. We turn on cheats so we can get stuff. And create a new world. Alright, now that we're in a new world here, nice new world, we can, plenty of room. So first go over here, we can, there's a creative tab for this, but I think we can do this way. We can search, we can find our modern sci-fi mod page right here, which is full of everything we got in the mod in version 1.4.5, which is the latest version out at this time of my recording. So if we go in here, and we got a few things, like, let's start out with the tools. To make it, there's, right now there's just, some quantum things in there's some just quantum tools in the game, no plasteel yet, but we're working on that all the time, so you just get out your desired, there's only three tools in the mod, three of these tools in the mod to make it pretty simple, but if you get those out, each one of these, the quantum sword does 7 attack damage, about as much as a diamond sword. You got pretty standard quantum pickaxe and axe, which all do their respectable values. If we go into survival mode, the axe is quite efficient in harvesting wood. You can quite fast harvest a decent amount of wood without losing much durability at all, which is very cool. But if we go in here and we get out our quantum pickaxe and we go for a little mine with this, you'll find that it is also quite fast once we get to stone level. So check out this out right here. The speed on this is actually quite amazing. It's around the same as diamond, but slightly better. And you can find stuff at a reasonably fast rate, finding all the ores you could ever want. So yeah, moving on. To get out of this hole. Moving on to the a few of the crafting recipes for some of these things. If we get out your little crafting table here, it's not super different from, per se, vanilla crafting recipes, but if you get out a whole bunch of quantum ingots, which you can make from smelting quantum ore in a furnace, which we can do real quick here. If we get out some coal and we throw that in there, you can make some that. You can also do the same thing with plasteel, and when you smelt a piece of quantum ore, that will actually give you 2 pieces of 2 quantum ingots, which is actually a wonderful amount for us to be able to make a sword, which now brings us on to the to another part of this. What makes it slightly more difficult, but also good, slightly more balancing, is that you actually need iron ingots instead of sticks to be as your base. So if you place down an iron ingot and you put 2 quantum ingots there, you get a quantum sword, which is the same thing as this. And if we get some more quantum ingots here, we can make a pickaxe and an axe, all in respectable orders of making. So yeah, that's the tools and their crafting recipes there. But if we move on, we go back to here, we can now find that we have to move on to the let's start from the beginning and see, like, if you let's say you find some quantum ore, which is, yep, so there's some copper and quantum ore conveniently located in this ravine, and this stuff is quite common in the early stages of the mod, but will be harder to find in later versions once we refine it down a bit. But you can find there's plenty of copper ore, let's actually start with copper now. Copper, like quantum, can also be smelted in here to give copper ingots, which can not be crafted in tools because copper is more mainly an electrical component. But if you take copper ore, take copper ingots, and you put one in there, you'll get a piece of copper wire. Now, copper wire doesn't have a lot of uses in the early stages of the mod right now, but if you go in here and you put two iron on top of each other, you'll get two spools. Which, if you take a spool and you combine it with a copper wire, you can get a copper wire spool. Now, there's not much other uses for copper wire spool yet, but the one main use there is for it is that if you take some quantum ingots and you get a diamond, and you take that diamond and you put it up there, and you make a little sideways L shape that in the shape of a gun, and you pick two copper wire spools and put them in the top, you will get a quantum rifle. This is a weapon that's in the early stages of development, but still has some animations and looks pretty nice. If you pay attention to the way the gun looks when charging, it actually has three charge up stages. First of all, it's standby, red, deactivated. When you hold it, the handle goes back and forth, and it changes from yellow to green, which is fairly cool. Which is very cool. I'm actually proud that I made this texture here, and it fires. Right now, as you may be wondering, oh, why is it firing an arrow if it's a rifle? Well, if it's like quantum rifle, it should be shooting like plasma or something. Well, we're working on that. I'm working on that right now. I actually just got the mechanics of this thing down, so I mean, it's not firing quantum blasts yet, but we're working on that. I'm working on that, and it will probably be out pretty soon. But you get some more copper here, more copper than you ever need. And we throw. That's mainly the copper recipes for now. And if we move on here, there's some more complex recipes. I believe you can make quantum. You can make quantum armor just like vanilla style crafting with armor. You can pop this and make a full set of armor using quantum ingots, which is pretty sweet. It doesn't look amazing on you right now, but I'm still working on the texturing, and I think a little like quantum little patch on the front looks pretty nice. So if we go in here, we can also make a quantum block, which will soon have a different name in the mod. But if you place this down, it doesn't do anything at the moment, but it's going to be made something else, and I'm not going to reveal it, but it's going to have a bigger use in the mod than most. But let's see, what else do we got here? So you may be wondering about some of the items. Things like absorptioners might get removed from the mod and are still just kind of example ideas. But yeah, let's move on to this little thing you probably would see, the Staff of Vexeval. And this is kind of one of those more creative items, but if you give it a little jump, you'll get a huge jump boost, and you'll get a little bit of resistance to help you protect you from attacks, which is fairly useful. But another thing we added recently in the 1.4 update is we added a custom enchantment called Thunder. But if you take the book Thunder and you get an anvil, and you combine it on a sword, like a quantum sword, you get it, and it's just enchanted with the Thunder enchantment. Now, if you go up to any neighboring mob, like let's say this chicken, and you hit it, you'll get a lightning bolt will strike down from the sky, eliminating that opponent in just a few hits, and almost no hits at all. This is also fairly efficient for making zombie pigmen and killing them if they get mad at you. You can also hit basically anything. Squids, which is pretty useful. I mean, not really super useful, but you can basically hit anything and take it down. So yeah, the Staff of Vexeval, which I showed you guys, it's a pretty complicated crafting recipe right now, because I mean, it does give you jump, and plus you can you can enchant it with. You can actually enchant it with thunder, which creates an absurdly overpowered. As you can see, absurdly overpowered technique of being able to jump around and just take down your enemies with them having extreme difficulty taking you down. Considering you can just sweep in there and get all the and every single time you land on something, you get a critical hit, which is insanely crucial in taking down your enemy in just a few hits, as you can see there. Yeah, that's most of the stuff. You got some absorptioners here, which I'm not going to go into because they'll probably get removed very quickly. But the quantum laser fluid bottle is also a a component that you need in the crafting of some other things. So if we go in here and we search, like, let's find a bottle, and you get some gunpowder, and you get a quantum ingot, which we have in here. And you combine those in any fashion in the crafting table, you will get quantum laser fluid bottle. Now, you can't like throw it or do anything yet, but I'm still working on it. It might do something soon. But if you need 2 of these, you can need a beacon and some quantum ingots and diamonds. You can go in here, you put a beacon there, 2 diamonds, not 2 diamonds. You put the 2 diamonds there. You put 2 quantum ingots there, and you put 2, you put 2 quantum laser fluid bottles on the left and right of that, and that will give you a staff of vexeval. So you can now jump and soar the skies with this. Another super particular use with this is that you can combine this with the elytra, giving you a super easy escape from your enemies. If you're about to die, you can jump up and elytra away, which is fairly hard to chase down. So you'll be really hard to bow down or stop because you're flying around and jumping and gliding. And it's really useful getting out of ravines too, because you can just jump up here, jump on there, and you can jump up here and you're out. Super useful, and plus you're not using any durability from jumping around. So yeah, that is most of the items in here, other than plasteel armor, which still has the same crafting recipes you'd expect, but plasteel ore also generates naturally and can also be used to make some components, and also in the future some electrical components you'll need it for. So yeah, that's the modern sci-fi mode 1.4.5. And yeah, I hope you guys hope to update this video soon and show you guys what comes up in 1.5. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and this has been vexeval, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!